Hi guys, Holly here with Bookgasmic Review, and just really quickly, I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I've been dealing with laptop issues among other things. My old HP laptop died, and but I'm now on my new one, and for the time being anyway, I'm using the webcam that came with the laptop, and it's less than stellar, but I gotta work with what I have for the time being anyway. So, today I will be reviewing a book that I just finished today, and it's definitely something that I have been absolutely dying to read. It just came out last week, the first week of December, and it is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. It is the second book in her Infernal Devices series, which is the prequel series to her Mortal Instruments series. Now, I cannot highly recommend this author enough to any of you who may be watching. She is without a doubt my favorite author, and I have yet to read anything by her that I have not absolutely gone crazy over. And this book is no exception. I think, having read this book, and I said this to a friend of mine, and she looked at me like I had three heads, but I'm actually starting to believe, even though there's only 2 books in the series, and she swears up and down that she's going to stop with a trilogy, unlike what she did with Mortal Instruments, which now you may know is going to end up being 6 books. But even though we're only on the second book of the series, I think I might actually like Infernal Devices more than Mortal Instruments. This book was just so amazing. I have been very lucky that I've managed to read so many great books this past year, and this was definitely one of them that has vaulted itself very, very, very close to the top of my list of favorite books of 2011. Now, if you haven't read the first book, this review is probably going to be a little confusing because I'm not going to go over the whole plot of the first book. I probably will eventually do a video review of the first book, which is called Clockwork Angel. But this book pretty much takes off right where Clockwork Angel ended. And we find Tessa and everybody at the Institute still trying to figure out, exactly what is going on with the main villain, who is Mortmain, which is such a weird name, Mortmain. But yeah, and we also find Will seeking out the help of Magnus Bane, who is a character who's also in the Mortal Instruments series, a very big fan favorite character, and he's seeking out the help of Magnus Bane in order to find the demon that supposedly cursed him and his family. And this was something that I loved about this book, is that right from the beginning we find out more about Will and more about his behavior in the first book. Things that were basically just hinted at in the first book, she explains really within like the first 50 pages of Clockwork Prince. We find out that Will believes he was cursed by this demon, that anyone who loves him will die. And so this is his reasoning for pushing people away. And he's just desperate to find a cure, desperate to find a way to reverse this curse. So he's using Magnus to try and hunt down this demon that cursed him. And then we have Jem, who is such a wonderful character, and he and Tessa end up becoming closer as Will is off running, trying to find this demon. And there's several different storylines that just go together so well. There's so many different characters, and they all go, it's differing POVs, which I know a lot of people don't like. A lot of people usually just like reading a book and having it told from the point of view of one central character. But, something that I really like about Cassandra Clare's books is that she tends to tell it from different points of view. And the only thing that kind of annoyed me was that there really wasn't a section from Jem's point of view, and that kind of surprised me, because he was, more in the forefront of this book than he was in the first. And I mean, he's on the cover. But I guess the main thing that everybody will be talking about is the triangle, the love triangle between Tessa, Jem, and Will. And there's a lot of people who are on Team Jem and a lot of people who are on Team Will. I can wholeheartedly say that I am definitely a Team Will girl. I definitely have a thing for the tortured hero, and you don't really get much more tortured than Will. He reminds me a lot of Jace, but in a lot of ways he is a much better, well-executed hero and character than Jace. And I know a lot of people would, throw rotten fruit at me for saying that, but I stand by it. I truly believe he has become a more fleshed out, more sympathetic, three-dimensional character in a lot of ways than Jace in the Mortal Instruments series. And his scenes with Tessa are just like, I don't want to sit here and sound like a fangirl, but I can't help it. His scenes with Tessa are just so heartbreaking, especially towards the end of this book. And let me just say right off the bat, even though I am like Team Will all the way, part of me really wishes she could have both of them. And another part of me also, I have to say, I cannot believe I have to wait a year to find out how this whole thing ends. I have a feeling I kind of know the direction she's going to take it, but if I'm right, a lot of people are not going to be happy. But because in my opinion, I really don't see Tessa ending up with Will unless Jem dies. And I think if she kills off his character, it's just going to be horrible. Horrible. But who knows? Hopefully maybe she'll pull a rabbit out of her hat and somehow manage to, make a happy ever after for the characters where, everybody's satisfied. I doubt that that's going to happen because it very rarely does, especially in fiction, but unless you're reading like a historical romance or something. But anyway, yeah, I cannot recommend this book highly enough. Let me just say right now, if you guys like young adult fiction, even if you've never tried young adult fiction, you think it's like basically just chick lit fiction, try the Mortal Instruments series. City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and I'm not going to recommend the fourth book. I haven't done I'll get into that in a different video, but yes, try one of her books. It is just out there. She's just such an amazing author, and I guarantee you will be sucked into the story. And the most infuriating part is that it seems like forever between her book releases, because now we have to wait until May until the 5th Mortal Instruments book comes out, and like I said, we have to wait a year for the last Infernal Devices. But if you're like me, you don't have a problem rereading a series that you love. So anyway, once again, I highly recommend Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. And the version that I have, which I got off of Amazon, comes in the back. She has a lot of, for the print copies, she has a lot of like extras, like the Barnes & Noble version, I think, comes with Will's inscription of A Tale of Two Cities for Tessa. The version that I have comes with the letter that Will wrote to his family on his 17th birthday, which is another big reason why I love his character so much. But yeah, anyway, you could also go to Cassandra Clare's website, which is cassandraclare.com, and she has all kinds of extras from all of her books, stuff that didn't end up in the actual published edition. But yeah, so do you get the idea that I really like this book, that I really like this author? Yeah, so go out right now, even if it's 3 in the morning. Go on Amazon.com, download, buy one of her books for your e-reader. Go to Walmart, go to Barnes & Noble, go someplace that sells books, buy something by this woman and read it and tell me what you think. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have any book review recommendations, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'm always looking for something good to read, especially around this time of year. I usually go through like heavy, I always have a problem getting into books around the holidays because I have so little time to read, but I'm always looking for something that catches my interest. So any recommendations or anything like that, questions, leave them in my comment. Show me some love, people. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.